I want to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and also creating an amazing all-in-one platform that's helping me grow and launch my brand.
All right, so back to another vlog. This one a bit different than most. I've been talking to you guys a lot about, or better yet, showing you a lot of my life through kind of day in the life vlogs or week in the life vlogs or a trip and following the family around, which I'm not planning on stopping doing, but I also need to find a way to kind of do a little more with a little less. So obviously those are big time constraints for me. It takes me a lot of time to follow the family around. It takes multiple hours in multiple days, or like 10 minutes here and there throughout 5 hours of each hour, and blah, blah, blah. You get it. To stitch one story together for like 20 minutes sometimes takes a week, sometimes takes 5 days. Takes a long time. So I need to find a way to give you guys more content in less time by just sitting down and doing kind of proper things that I think are a little more informational, so to speak, rather than just so much day in the life. So that being said, I want to talk to you about one cool thing, because this is my baby and my project I started, which some of you know about, some of you don't. It's called Fallis Studios, named after my last name, which is not Fallis, it is Fallis. So if you didn't know, it's F-A-L-L, like you fall down, I-S. So that's an important part of it to start. Secondly, it's just the next graduation of what I'm planning to do. And let me explain what I mean by that. Why are you doing this? Well, as any business, I think it's important for you to grow and evolve. And you know, I was DJing for many, many years. And as pandemic hit, I decided to kind of maybe wind that down a little bit. And by doing so, I needed to graduate into another area. During pandemic, I taught myself how to do SketchUp and designed a part of our Hamptons home, the basement, which you've seen if you've been following. And then I designed our primary quarters, our primary suite, which, quick story behind that, which you don't know, Hannah actually had a Crate and Barrel deal, and part of that deal was doing a piece of this home, which I'm sitting in right now in New York City. And our house wasn't even close to done. So I then had to just figure out a way to work health and wellness into our home and do this big renovation, which obviously they covered a large portion of. And then I worked some brand deals with Kohler, with a paint company called Claire, with Casatex to do a lot of the extra furnishings, and then Crate and Barrel did all our furniture. So besides the money we earned on top of it, didn't cost us a lot, which is great. Besides construction costs. That to me was a cool way to graduate into design, and I realized I really had a love for design out of that. So that was amazing. And I thought, oh my God, I'd love to design for people. But then I realized I only kind of really want to design for myself or my friends and family. I don't really want clients per se, because then it's just stressful. And I've worked a long time at limiting the stress in my life so I can enjoy my days more. And work comes with its stresses anyway, but if you can mitigate them and allow yourself to have less stress, that's a good thing. So I decided to not ever have clients. And I obviously earn a lot of income from my brand partnerships. Shout out to Squarespace sponsoring this, which I'll talk about in a second. But I wanted to add another addition to that, and that was product. I've always been super passionate about product. When I first moved to New York City, I helped manufacture t-shirts and sweatshirts. I do that for another client I manage, Kira Stokes. I make all her ab wheels, her resistance bands, her hoodies, her tanks, her yoga blocks, her jump rope, whatever, all these things. And I source that myself and produce them. So I was like, by way of that, I thought I could do my own, and I thought I should start with non-negotiables and things I love. So I set out to design and build my own brand, which it's not always the best to name your brand after yourself. I get it, because if you sell it, someone can just trash your name. And I used to preach that for a long time, and I didn't take my own advice, but I really didn't want to start a full other Instagram account that had no relation, excuse me, that had no relation, use my glass to have a sip, that had no relation to me at all. So I thought I would tie it in by using my last name and starting a studio, which has a design element for home and a design element for product. Thus, my 2 home projects are my first design ones, and then these would be my first products. So I decided to launch with 5 products, 1 a month. This being my first one, which is a blanket. I worked with the man who edits all these vlogs. His name is Sam, very proud of him. He now lives in Bali. He bought a home there, kind of has been loosely, I don't even want to say it, but maybe inspired by me, maybe not. I like to think so, but also just a smart, hardworking kid. And he bought his own income property in Bali, which he lives at a portion of the year and then rents out to make all the carry costs for the year and some more, just like we do in the Hamptons. So he's also a great designer. So I brought him on board. We designed all these products together. So this was the first one, which is a beautiful blanket. And that was just kind of a non-negotiable for me. And that's how I looked at how I made all these products to start. And it's like, what do I really want in my home? So there's the first question kind of answered, and I'm gonna go off on tangents because I have no one to keep me on point here. I'm just kind of rambling, but I hope this is cool for you guys and maybe inspires you guys to do something. Whether it's an idea you had in your head to create a business or whatever it may be, renovate part of your home. So to me, I just always loved Hermes blankets. Hermes blankets are super expensive. I only have 1 of them, but the quality is good. It's something that'll last a lifetime. It's a gift. That's how we received ours. So I thought it'd be really cool to make a blanket and not only have it for myself in my home, but also gift it to people. It's a great gift to give people. It's a great gift for others to give other people. It's a great gift for me to give people. So I worked long and hard, sourced what I think is the best quality blend of wools, and I just always liked the Hermes stitching, so I kind of took note from that. Mine's a little tighter than theirs, and then just did this cool, very easy label, which kind of has my brand on it. And then if you unfold it, it's got big F's that kind of play off each other, which some say it looks like Fendi. If you look at Fendi, they're intertwined. Mine are very separate. They're just block letter F's. And to be honest, this will just be one design I do, and then you'll never see it again. So I don't plan on remaking this blanket. It'll be a different design, different color. But yeah, that was my first product I put out, and it did really well. I sold almost half of them within the first 3 weeks, and they're expensive. They're $300. So that was a really cool nod and confidence boost to me that I was headed in the right direction. A non-negotiable way of things you want in your home is always a good way to start, or things you want in your life. From there, if you know me, you know I love coffee, and I have a big partnership with DeLonghi. I'm on year 3 of my partnership with them. Super happy to be in the DeLonghi family. I didn't really drink coffee till 5-6 years ago, and then I just kind of started, and yeah, became part of my morning routine and my lifestyle. So I love it. So I thought I'd make really cool espresso cups. So I made these black cups. Now it took me a while. I wish I had all the samples here with me. I tried to have a bunch made with some local artisans on Etsy. They were cool, but it wasn't really what I wanted. So I found another manufacturer, and I made this cool little, just perfect matte black cup. Now, what I haven't talked about in the story, no one knows, is I think things that are familiar but different are really important. So all these first products, I'm not spending a ton of money on R&D and redesigning or reinventing anything. A great way to do a business is just repackage, repurpose. So you take notes, designs, and just make them your own. I'm not trying to, reinvent the wheel here. I'm just trying to put my flip on things that exist in the world. It's a really easy way. Nothing's easy, every project is hard, but it's a really low cost and cost-effective way. Low cost could be variable as well, depending on how much you want to spend, but it's a cost-effective way to start a brand. Whether it's you buy a blank t-shirt and screen print your own graphic on it, everyone's done that, but if you treat it like art and passion and you brand it your own way, that's going to stand out how you wish, rather than just another t-shirt or slogan t-shirts or hats. You embroider a hat, same thing. You're starting with the fit you like, which is in the world, and you're just embroidering your logo and changing the tag and putting it out there, and that's how you start your brand. So this to me was really cool because if you notice, it's just a mini version of a solo cup. So the red cup with the white rim, classic college cup, flip cup, all the games, beer pong. To me, I thought it was really cool. I could design something that people would see and probably understand in their head, but not really register, but the design is familiar. So they're not buying something totally foreign. And this is a low price item. So I wanted to do something expensive and then something more affordable. Not like 2 cups is affordable at 20 bucks, but it's really not crazy. And then just putting my little logo and signature on the bottom. And the same was with this duffel bag. So a duffel bag, I always just want a good bag to travel with. I just decided to do gold accents, gold zipper, super nice inside. It has a little embroidered logo in there, and just a clean little patch on the outside. And to me, that's just a perfect light canvas duffel. Don't need to talk about it a lot. It is what it is, it's functional. You know how a duffel works. And I just decided to sell that for 60 bucks, which people started to write me right after and say, that's too cheap. Your blanket was $300. Like, don't, you know, sell yourself short and misprice your brand. You got to keep it up and keep it high quality. This is a great quality bag, and the margins still make sense for me after what I pay to produce it. And I'm super big into the philosophy of high-low. So I might wear Loro Piana, which is expensive, and then I'll mix it with a Uniqlo shirt or a Zara shirt or something, or Abercrombie with Gucci or whatever it may be. I like the high-low program, and I think that's kind of a way I design my home. It's kind of a way I live my life, so that philosophy should stay with me through this project. So this was more affordable, and this is more expensive. The cups are more affordable. The lighter is expensive, which I'll talk about next. So that kind of philosophy for me runs innately in my, you know, being, and it's what I think. So I decided to push my brand like that. I don't think everything should just be high price because of brand. It should be accessible to some people, and these sold really well. I almost sold out of these right away, which is good. I held a bit of stock back, and then I just re-released it. So I think that's a great item, and super nice that everyone can, you know, be a part of it if they want, or afford to gift it. Everything shouldn't be out of range. It should be attainable, accessible, and inspirational. I have to shout out my partner for this video because nothing in this life is free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I build these things to sell these products, but I've also been doing brand partnerships forever. And this partner, which is mentioned at the start of this video, Squarespace, is super important to me because I worked with them to host my whole website, to sell all my products, to register my domain, to have a community board to chat about all the features on it and how they work, and just templates. They have a ton of templates, so you can just plug and play. I found something that fit my brand well, sat well with my logo, sat well with my design. You know, I have a couple different ways to show my logo, and I could just plug and play them into the Squarespace templates and see how they look. Find clean white backgrounds, clean black backgrounds, or if you want to do pops of color, it's all there. You can go deep on that. Just again, into the community, into the domains, into the ease, into the integrations for Shopify or anything you want to kind of integrate. There's so many plugins that work with it, and it's just super affordable, super great way to get inspired. Even if you've just been thinking out a brand, you can go over there, start playing around and like see how your brand would look to the world. And it's not fixed. That's what I like about building a brand in this day and age, is that you always leave your mark, but you can evolve with it. So you don't have to, just like me evolving from a DJ to a designer, which I don't really think I am yet, but I guess I am because I now have products out in the world. But I just hold designers really high in my mind, so it's something I'm working towards. You can evolve with it. So you could put your storefront out 1 year and your brand out 1 year, but then the next year change it. Like, this might not be my logo forever. I'm not stuck on this. This works for me right now, but like, it's about the name and the brand and what it carries, and people rebrand their logo. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just think Squarespace is really nice because it allows you to express your creative freedoms and express your creativity by testing stuff, so you can get on board. Because a lot of the times the biggest hurdle in starting any business is just getting it out there or visualizing it. We all have it in here and we can write it down or sketch it, but like, to actually put in a template, not have to hire a designer and spend money to see how your brand would look, that's really cool. And there's tons of tools online to be able to do that. Squarespace is a great one for me. So that being said, I've used them, and then I launched my next product, which was this lighter. Again, this is a classic lighter. I'm not reinventing the wheel. It's largely inspired by ST DuPont lighters. It's got my logo. I love a black enamel and gold. Lights really easy and makes the perfect ping when you open it, which is tough to recreate. I really enjoy this. This is a great piece that I'll have forever. Put the little saying on the bottom, which is really tough to read through a GoPro, but it's my brand kind of ethos. So I love this thing. It's got a great weight to it. I'm also largely under the belief that high quality things either feel really heavy or really light and delicate. Like a wine glass that's super light and delicate feels very expensive. This lighter has such a great weight to it that it feels more expensive than it is. And lastly, the product I'm about to put out is a bedside water carafe and glasses. I love having something beside my bed. I drink water every night before I go to bed. I love having a glass of water beside my bed when I go to bed, but I always just have a glass and I never have a larger container. So this to me was a good way to have something elegant beside my bed. And the way I thought I'd do that is do just a classic ribbed glass, which is a little nod to Baccarat. They make very beautiful ribbed things. And then I tinted it because, as you can see, most of my things are black, gold, and a little white. So instead of the white glass, I did a tinted gray glass and then put my logo on the bottom, which reads backwards. But if you read through it, you can see it perfectly. And then it's paired with two glasses, both with gold rims. So there's a touch of like class and elegance on something kind of modern designed, and they work perfectly. I was going to show you can also kind of put it there and store it if you just want one glass up beside your bed, which is a nice little touch. Again, these have logos in the bottom of them, and these are coming out very soon. A price I haven't decided yet, but we will soon see what that price is. So that's kind of my little gang of products as of now. Planning to release more, have a collaboration coming up, I believe, for the holiday. Still working on getting samples back. But yeah, it's been a super fulfilling project so far and super excited about it. Excited to express myself creatively in a new way, which I think is important. Excited to evolve, excited to create a new pillar in business for myself. I'm looking to integrate these into my home. So those two projects combine, and then I have a larger parent idea, which I'm not going to share with you guys, but I will at some point, about how the design of home and the design of products comes together to relate in a way bigger way, which is hopefully on my 10-year path. Lots of meetings about that lately, so really hoping to evolve into that landscape, and will kind of solidify me in the designer development world. So lots of stuff to come, but I really appreciate all the support. Been a super cool little journey so far. Yeah, it also comes with its hardships. Like if I don't promote it one day on Instagram, I don't get sales. So I must promote it every day and remember to do that, which my life gets pretty busy as a new dad, plus I run a talent management company, manage some people, got to do a lot of brand activations myself and keep that brand as my personal brand evolving, and it's obviously my main source of income. So, and plus we're just finishing this renovation of this home I'm just in, which I can't even show you yet. So yeah, it's busy, but this is the life I chose to lead and I love it, and I'm glad to be able to share physical products with you and know that they sit in your home and you find joy in them or utility in them. To me, that is the coolest thing ever. So thank you so much for supporting. Stay tuned. I'll leave some links down here for Squarespace, obviously, because if you sign up now as a new user, you get 10% off, which is amazing. I'll leave my code down here. But also, I'll leave a code to these products if you haven't seen them yet, and appreciate you checking them out, whether it's a gift for someone, gift for yourself, you know, writing me and giving me feedback like, I think you should create this, what's next? I really like to see this, I don't like this about this. I mean, I'm putting myself out there, so I expect to get it all back. So thank you for the support, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go eat dinner, cozy up in this blanket, light a candle, put this beside my bed, do nothing with this bag because I live in this home, and then I'm gonna have a coffee tomorrow morning. So thank you guys.